What is welding like? It's hard. And no sleep. You don't get a call or have any kind of social interactions. All you do is work all day. Maybe you get some sleep. If you're lucky, you get some food. And then if you're lucky enough to get a day off, you're doing laundry. Unless you get a super awesome hotel that has a laundromat inside. That was awesome. I can't remember where it was. I think it was Tracy, California. They had one. Thanks, Tracy. That was awesome. That made this part so much easier. So, what's it like welding on the road? It's insanely competitive. Everybody out there is given this. They're given 100% because they're out there for that big dollar. Everyone out there is racing for that big money, including the company you work for. So you have to put work in front of everything else. If you cannot grasp that work is greater than everything else, you're out. Seen it happen. If you can't put work in front of your mental, physical, emotional health, you're out. It's the most impersonal hiring and firing I've ever seen in my life. And it's because the company is also going after this. They don't have time for anything less than 100%. The people working on the job are all doing this. So if you come in with this less than 100% stuff, you're gone because you're going to stand out like a sore thumb. Seen it happen. Guys try to fake it until they make it. It does not work here ever. It's really hard to do in welding, but it's impossible to do it on the road because everybody else is at the top of their game. They're at that 100% mark every hour of every day, every shift, every week, every month. They have to be at that 100% mark because they're there for that. They're not there because they want to be away from their families. They're not there because they want to, have insane tolls on their physical body and miss sleep and hurt themselves, or like me, you forget what day it is and what week it is and what month it is because you've been doing 612s for so long you don't even know who the president is. You get so insanely sleep deprived and overworked. So if you cannot follow the golden rule, and if you don't take anything else away from this video, please, 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 please write this down. That's all you need to know. Work comes before everything else. When I flew down and I was with a crew of guys that I did not know from another part of the country that I'd never been to. So there was a lot of clashing of cultures and stuff. They didn't believe you could buy chili in a can. And I didn't hate anybody there. There were some people I didn't get along with and some people I didn't like, but nobody that I outright hated. They don't have room for any kind of clashing or BS because that brings them down to here. That's not okay. Can't have that. So I flew down, and day one they said, hey, if you don't get this, you're out. If you don't understand and live this, you're out. And so I had to develop and design a method of functioning so that I could stay down there and work through my apprenticeship. So this is what I came up with. This is mine. This is not the same for everybody. A lot of guys on the job would swap these last three around, and I did too. But this is the golden rule. Don't forget the golden rule. Work comes before everything else. So work came before sleep, sleep came before food, and food came before laundry. I followed this rule so hard that when I went out to buy food one time, I did not have time to wash my pants, and it had been like an embarrassingly long time since I had washed anything. And I knew that I had time for one load of laundry, so I bought pants. I went out and I bought, when I was getting food, I swung by uh, some store, I don't remember, and I bought 3 pairs of pants, and I knew that that would get me through until I could find time to do more laundry. So I bought pairs of pants, which is kind of a bummer. You know, you're spending money you technically don't have to, but this is the rule that I was thinking about, and I didn't have time, so I had to buy pants. If this is not your one and only rule, you will not make it on the road. You will not get the big dollar. If you're not in physical shape, you will not make it. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to sound elitist or like a jerk, but I'm answering this question as honestly as I can, and that's the honest truth. Is when I was working on the road refurbishing hydro turbine pits, there was no out of shape people. Everybody on the job site was in okay to good shape. When I got there, I was just in okay shape, and when I left, I was in great shape because work came before everything else. And since I followed this, I had to eat as healthily as I could, so it wasn't eating chili, you know, 3 meals a day, or potatoes 3 meals a day like some guys do. That's entirely savage. You can get by doing it, but I wouldn't recommend it. The more balanced that your meals can be, the better that you're going to operate, and the easier it'll be to be at 100% and to stay there. So if you're not in okay shape, then this won't work until you get there. And if you're bound and determined to be one of the people on the road, then the more in shape you are, the easier it is. And that's the way that I've seen it. So prepare yourself for that too, that you just can't roll in and everything's going to be fine. Expect to be a lot more physical. Everything is a lot more intense. Everything's just dialed up to the next notch from whatever you think it is. It's probably a lot more. So if you think that you can put mental, physical, emotional, everything on hold to do this, welding on the road, then you get the big money. But if you can't operate like that, then this line of work is not for you. It's nothing personal. It's just not going to work. Sorry. I'm making these videos to have an honest answer out there. I see some other people talking about what's welding like on the road, and I just thought I'd put out my 2 cents because I hadn't seen any videos like this one and the other two that are coming that are going to be on production welding, and the last one will be on custom fabrication work. So stay tuned for that one. Thanks for tuning in. If you welded on the road or are currently welding on the road, feel free to chime in with anything that I missed, or if you would like to answer this question, please answer it down below. We're trying to help the next generation of welders come in, and let's just try to be helpful and do as much as we can for them, because there was people that did it for us, So have a good night. Thank you very much.